Okay, so Justin, you needed a big performance today after last week, and they delivered with 2-0 win today. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, really, really happy with it all. I think just every aspect of what happened today really pleased me. I think we were a little bit sloppy second half in terms of giving the ball away, but I think if you sort of break the game down, I think the first 30 minutes where we got the 2 goals and then probably should have got more. I think we were, we got the ball forward quickly. The front three worked really well. It was the first time we played that front three, and it's the two new signings and Brighty, and they look really good. And the rest of the team were pressing in their half, which we were really happy with. I think we went slightly off the boil in the last sort of 10 of the half, but again, nice and solid, kept the shape. And then second half, we wanted to go and do it again and get more goals and play better, but they came out quite strong. And the thing that sort of pleased me most was the defending and the work rate, and everyone sort of tucking in and doing what we asked. And we said that in this league you can never play good football for 90 minutes. You have to dig in, and that's what we've been missing the last few weeks, just to get it in the second half. It wasn't a pretty game in the second half really. There weren't loads of chances. I think they had a couple, but yeah, we sort of dug in, and that's what we've been missing. And I'm really happy that it all come together really. So it's good.
And we saw the sin bin at the South Bank for the first time with Ben Pring in midway through the second half. What's your thoughts on the sin bin and the call today for Ben to be sent?
Yeah, he deserved it. I mean, he punched the ball away, but for me, the referee wasn't great today. I don't like saying that really, but I know they got a tough job. But he was too easy to get the card out. I think 2 in the first half. He could have sent one of their players off. One's come straight through the back of Ash. I'm not particularly saying send people off all the time, but then he was almost trying to play catch up, and he booked everyone. I think he booked 5 of our players, and when there was one sin bin and booked 4 theirs, it wasn't that sort of game. So he lost control of it and the sin bin, and then someone else has done a similar thing and they haven't sin bin him. So it's frustrating, but I'll speak to bringing in the players, because that was a really tough 10 minutes when we had 10 men. So it can't happen, because another team could punish you, or you could be 0-0 and it could cost us a game. So I think maybe it's good to get it out of the way when we're 2-0 up, to see how hard a game can be when that happens. So it's a good job it didn't cost us. But we're not one for dissenting that often, so I'm hoping it won't be an issue too much. But we've got to make sure it doesn't happen again, really.
And a goal for Ali on his return, and probably he was quite key in us not conceding in those 10 minutes. What impact has he had coming back?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I mean, last year he was brilliant in every single game, and I think I spoke to him before the game today, and this year he hasn't quite been at the same standards in my opinion. I know pretty much everyone hasn't, but the reason why we were doing so well in tight games last year is because people like him were playing so well, and it kept us in games. So when he's been off the boil a little bit, it really shows, because he's such an important player for us, and he's been away the last couple of weeks. So I think he was a little bit surprised to come straight back in, but he's important to us, and when he plays like that, he's one of the first names on the team sheet, because he's so vital. And the lad who played for them, who was the lad with the skull cap on, who is very, very good in the air. He won a few headers in the box, which he's always going to do, and we had Ali on him. But Ali makes it so difficult for him. It's unlike Ali to lose so many headers, but that other bloke's very, very good in the air. So the fact that he didn't score and Ali really kept him quiet was really good. And then obviously got his goal, and he shows how good he can be in both boxes. So really good to have him back, and really pleased he sort of contributed to the win in a big way.
And we don't often get clean sheets, but we picked one up today. How much of a confidence boost is that going to be for Alex in his second game?
Yeah, I think he was probably man of the match. I think him, and I think and the two in front, I think Ali and Harrow, David, he was quality as well. I think it was only his second or third game, and he's quite young as well. And the fullbacks, they were tucking in and stuff. So yeah, and obviously the keeper's 17 or something. I think he's 17, 18, and he made some really good saves. It wasn't just a case of him being protected. He had to be called into action quite a few times in the second half, and he dealt with it all really well, tipping a couple of really hard ones around the post and punching a few, and just looking quite sharp and looking good. So for me, he was really good, and I just think he can hopefully give him a real confidence boost. He's a lad who I think thrives on that, and he's really happy in there, so it's really good for him to see, and he can go again next week hopefully.
And a quick comment on your 3 strikers. Obviously it was the first game for Rhys Talmash, and obviously Josh Hard's first home game. What did you think of their performance overall? They seemed really dominant, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much how I summed up the game. I'd say would sum them up really. I think they were brilliant in the first half. They were getting in behind, dropping deep, looking to get play close to each other and stuff, and that's exactly what we said in there. Like after the game, I said that's how we want to try and play, but it's so difficult to play in that intense way, and press and play like that for a whole game. But that is what we're striving to do, and I think we can achieve that once we play more together. And I think all of them worked their arse off, sort of thing. So I think they, in the second half, when it was tough, they were tracking back, working hard, understanding that it's not just about goals, and they're doing stuff for the team. So I think they were brilliant, and I think there's more to come from all them two and Josh up front. I think it could be an exciting trio, and I think it will get better the more they play together.
Must be a little bit of a confidence boost in the dressing rooms at the moment. What are the thoughts going into next week against Ashton and Backwell? Because last year they were a really tough team to get any points against. They're going to be the same again next week. What are the thoughts going into that game from you and the players?
It's just about doing the same things, really. I mean, they're a good team, Ashton and Blackwell. They've had some good results this year, but they've obviously dropped points as well. Any team can beat any team in this league, so we've just got to make sure we're consistent. Hopefully we'll have the same squad again. We've got a couple out today, but it's whether we put them back in or not. I mean, it's a very good sort of side we had, and I don't want to just change it and after a win like that. So I'm hoping now we can go on a run, but we've got them, we've got Longwell Green, I think, and teams like that, and so we've got tough games coming up. But if we play like we did, especially in the first half, and even if we defend like we did in the second half throughout games, I think it's a winnable run to go on. But we're playing a bit of catch up with the results we've had so far this season, but I think the players are more than capable of doing it.